Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial by Zebra Code. We have looked at the while loop. Now let's look at the do while loop in C++. The do statement is commonly used to create post-test loops. This happens because it checks its expressions at the end of the loop. And checking at the end of the loop ensures that the body of a do loop is executed at least once by the program. A do loop must contain at least one statement that changes the value of the tested expression. What is a do while loop in C++? The do while loop in C++ is a post-test or exit controlled loop. There are some components to it. A do while loop statement is commonly used to create post-test loops. And the do while loop must contain at least one statement that changes the value of the tested expression. Now let's look at the structure of a do while loop in C++. There are three main parts to it. The first part of it is the do part, which has an opening curly braces and a closing curly braces. In between the braces are statements. It could be one statement or multiple statements. So these three go together. The second part of it is the while condition, which comes at the bottom. That part, which is part 2, contains the condition that is expected to be fulfilled. And this is where the loop will break once this condition is fulfilled. If this condition is not fulfilled, the looping will continue. These statements will continue looping. The third part to it is this one in red. It is very important. The do while loop in C++ is the only one that takes a semicolon. The for loop, the while loop, do not take a semicolon after the condition block. So once again, there are three parts to it. The first part is the do and the statement part. The second part is the while part, while the third part, which is very important, is the semicolon that we put at the end of the condition. Now with this explained, let's actually write some code to demonstrate the do while loop in C++. Alright, now let's write some code in C++ to demonstrate the do while loop. I have created a file in Sublime Text and I named it the do while loop.cpp. I'm going to enter some code now. Include iostream, include string using namespace, std int main, return 0. That's fine. That's our usual C++ file structure. Now let's do some input validation with the do while loop. Let's say example 1. Example 1, doing input validation with the do while loop. In this example, a number below 1000 and above 999 will be invalid. And it will keep looping. A number between 1000 and 9999 will be a valid account number. So int account number. So int account number. Now the do statement, do cout, enter your account number. Cin, account number. Now the while loop. While account number, while account number is less than 1000 or account number is more than 9999, remember semicolon, cout, a valid account number, end line. I'll save it. Now to run our code, I will navigate to where I have saved it, cd desktop, and cd my intro, and cd zebra code. Now g++ -0 run while loop, and the name of the file is do while loop.cpp. I will copy that one. There was a typo there, but it should be fine. Great, it was compiled successfully. And let's enter our number. If I enter 23 there and hit enter, it says enter your account number because 23 is below 1000. If I enter 800, again it says enter your account number. If I enter 12,879, hit enter, again enter your account number. It is still true and it keeps looping. What happens if I enter a number between 1000 and 9999? I'm going to enter 7600. Exactly. Now it says a valid account number. It now broke out of the loop and displays the message that I expected it to display. So this is how you use a do while loop in C++. So what is happening here is within the do part of it, we ask the user to enter their account number. And once the account number is entered, the while condition will execute. It will check what condition we have stated. And the condition here is if account number is below 1000 or account number is above 9999, keep asking for account number. But if the account number is between 1000 and 9999, break out of the loop and say a valid account number. So that was example 1. Now let's do example 2. Check input number for scores. So I will say here int scores mass score. These are two variables of data type int. Scores equals 0. Mass scores equals 100. Now let's do the do while loop. Do cout enter a score number. End line, cin, scores, cout, scores. Now let's do the while part of it. While, always remember to put a semicolon at the end of it. While scores is less than or equals mass score, cout, the number was too high. End line, save it. I don't want this part of it to run for now. Say if define, undefined, here I will end if. Okay, now let's save it, compile it, and run it. Okay, now let's test it. Enter a score number. I will enter here 76. Again, it says enter a score number. I'll enter 55. Again, enter a score number. If I enter 111, the number was too high. So now you see it breaks out of the loop because that number was higher than 100. So score should be between 1 and 100. That was why each time I entered a number between 1 and 100, it kept on asking me to enter a number. But once I entered a number that was higher than 100, it broke out of the loop because the number was too high. This was another example of how to use the do while loop in C++. Let's do one more example, and I will call that one example 3. This will be an example of a menu selection, an example of a menu selection with the do while loop. Int choice equals 0. Do cout. Thanks for calling our bank. Choose from following options. End line. Cout, press 1 for a new account. End line. Cout, press 2 for loans. End line. Cout, press 3 for overdraft. End line. Cout, press 4 to speak with an advisor. End line. Cout, press 5 to hear these options again. End line. Cout, press 0 to exit. End line. Now cin, choice. This time the while loop, the while part of it. While choice is not equal 0, then or semicolon. So the looping here now is the do part of it. It will be asking you press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4, and so on. That is when choice is not 0. Once choice is 0, it will break out of the loop. So let's save our code, compile it, and run it once again. I don't want this part of it to run. Let me just end it there. Put and if. I put the end if there because I only want this third example to run. So now save it and let's compile and run our code. Great, it was compiled successfully. Now let's run it. Run do while loop. Great, it was compiled and run successfully. Now let's test it. If I enter 1, it will ask me again. If I enter 2, it will ask me again. I enter 3, it asks again. It keeps looping. 4, the same thing, it asks again. When I enter 5, it asks again. So now to break out of the loop, I'm going to enter 0 and hit enter. Exactly. Now it's finally terminated the application. So what we have just done here is we created a menu with the do part of the do while loop, and we use the while loop to check the choice. If it is not 0, keep asking, and if it is 0, break out of the loop. So this is one way you can use the do while loop in C++. We could make it to be more elegant, more sophisticated by adding some other checks to it or using the if conditions. But we are not going to write any if statement with it, and we will do that in a later video. In this tutorial, we have looked at the meaning of the do while loop in C++, and we have used the do while loop in C++ with some example code. And I hope you learned something from this video. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, share the video, comment, and see you again in the next video. Bye for now.